Right now, millions and millions of Americans all over the United States are struggling. And they're struggling because they don't make enough money. That is the start of the problems. But that is also why many businesses are preparing for mass strikes at this time. Today I'm going to show you some stories, some very recent stories of people that are preparing to go on strike. Some that are already doing it, some that are preparing, and others that are saying we need more money and we need it now. But businesses want to wait. They want to hold off on giving raises because they don't know what to expect in this current economy. There's so much uncertainty that businesses are struggling, and it's causing the people to struggle as well. Now, I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, but if you are one of those people that are concerned currently what the economy looks like, but also whether or not you're going to have a job or an income in the next 3 to 6 months, go ahead, hit that like button, and now let's begin. So look at this right here. This article says, North Texas Union truck drivers threaten strike over fair wages and autonomous semi concerns. I have a friend that owns a very small trucking company. Actually, scratch that. I have a friend that owned a very small trucking company. This company had less than 20 trucks. Okay? I'd assume that's small. Now, he owned this company for 20, 25 years, something like that. Got it handed down from his grandfather, and the company went under about a month ago. And the reason I bring this up is because he said one thing. Truckers were demanding more money. They were demanding more money, which normally would be okay, would be acceptable, and it was during the pandemic. But the reason why he couldn't give them more money is because he wasn't making more money. Many truckers wanted to be paid when they're sitting there waiting for their next load. But unfortunately, that's not the way the industry worked. So he ended up losing a bunch of money over the past several months, and so he decided it's best for him and his family to just shut the company down. And that's what he did. But now, truck drivers are saying they are going to go on strike if they don't get more money. They're wanting fair wages. That's the big one. But look at this. It's not just truckers. It says nurses calling on Mass General Bingham for fair wages and benefits. That is just from the past couple of days. So nurses as well as truckers are demanding fair wages. Because keep in mind, many trucking companies are making boatloads of money. Many hospitals and clinics are making billions of dollars. Many retailers are making billions of dollars. And so everyone's asking for fair wages based off what they are contributing to that particular business. But look at this one as well. This right here says workers approve strikes as they escalate battle with big grocery. Again, just from a couple days ago. Look at this one right here. It says Kroger hit with shareholder protest for higher wages. It says group calls for vote against chairman to highlight inadequate worker salaries. I want to read a little bit of this to you because again, what we have experienced is many of these grocery stores and retailers they're raising prices. They're making a little bit more money, but they're not giving that money to the workers. Okay? And this is what's turning into a massive problem. Look at this right here. It says a group of Kroger shareholders filed a notice with the Securities and Exchange Commission calling for the company to increase the wages of its employees. It says the group called the Shareholder Commons is urging owners of Kroger stock to vote against the nomination of Ronald L. Sargent as chairman of the board at Kroger's incoming annual meeting, alleging that Kroger does not pay its workers a living wage. As previously reported, Kroger is paying Sargent $4.35 million plus stock incentives to serve as the interim chairman and CEO during a search for replacement for Rodney McMullen, who resigned in March. Okay, so again, what it comes down to is CEOs are making a lot of money. The businesses are making a lot of money. Many shareholders, and which is one of the reasons why I love to invest into companies that offer dividends. This is incredible, right? You get money. But one of the things that we're seeing is the investors are making money, the executives are making money, some of the managers are making money. But what about the people that are like entry-level positions? What about those that are keeping the business afloat? Think about this for instance. Walmart and the Walmart owners, right? The kids or the Walton kids. They're worth billions of dollars. Okay? The CEO is making a good amount of money. The executives are making a good amount of money. Then you got some of the store managers that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars. But then you have some workers that are getting paid very little. And when I say very little, it's still a decent wage depending on where you're at, but it's still not a living wage for one person. That's what's crazy, and that's why some are saying that we are going to experience some mass strikes here in the very near future, and everyone's going to be striking over one thing: fair wages. Look at this as well. This says New Jersey Transit hurdles towards strike. Okay, why are they hurtling towards a strike? Well, let's read this. It says right here, locomotive engineers at the New Jersey Transit and the agency's management remain at odds as stalled contract negotiations at an impasse over wages. It threatens to boil over into disruptive strike in less than a week. Okay, and so here's what we know. Okay, and again, this was back in the early part of May, so almost a month ago, right? But the reason why I'm showing this, look at this. It says expect longer commutes, crowded buses and metros if strike happens, according to the STM. It says for several days, bus and metro service would be reduced to peak hours only. I want to read a little of this to you. Okay, it says right here, where's it at? Montreal's Public Transit Authority says it would be important for people to plan ahead when commuting starting next week, as a looming strike promises to severely disrupt its bus and metro services. Okay, keep in mind that's not here in the United States, that's in Canada. But here's the thing. We are seeing strikes in the US, we're seeing strikes in Canada, we are seeing strikes in Mexico. That's a huge one. Even Aeromexico is going through this. There are strikes happening in Spain. Okay, this is happening all over the world. But the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention is because Americans need to prepare for mass strikes. One of the things that the people here in the United States do better than anyone else is they will walk off the job if they feel like they're being unfairly or not treated fairly. With that said, how do you prepare for this? Well, here's the problem. We don't know where the strikes are going to occur. We saw strikes several months ago, or a planned strike for the ports. That was going to disrupt the entire United States. We're going to see billions of dollars in losses on a daily basis. Things could go from bad to worse very quickly. Right now in the economy, there's still a lot of issues. Now, yes, we have an unemployment rate of 4.2%. Not bad, right? Pretty good. We're seeing some more people getting hired on. That's interesting, right? The new report came out just today, the jobs report. So that was good. That was positive. President Trump and Elon Musk are going at it. That's not great. That's not good news for anybody. We're also seeing some stocks are really taking a dive, but others are going up. That's great. But here's the other thing. And this is what a lot of people are still wondering. What's going on with tariffs? We have no clue. We have absolutely no clue. There's no progress. There's a lot of uncertainty. So right now, this is why many Americans should prepare for mass strikes here in 2025. There's so much uncertainty that there is likely going to be many businesses that don't give a raise. So we're going to see more and more people feel frustrated, feel undervalued, and so they will simply walk off the job and wait until they get a raise. That's what we're expecting. Many economists have been predicting this for several months. that we are going to see a wave of strikes. And my guess is it's going to happen by the end of 2025, especially as we see so much uncertainty hit the American people and the economy all at the same time. So, as we get more information on this, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. Prepare for people to just walk off the job. Prepare for businesses to be a little bit slower. And prepare to possibly be hurt yourself. So, I'll leave you with that. But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.